All right. Hello, my lovelies. We're back for another stream. So, we're going to be doing some more thumbnails today, picking up where we left off yesterday, which we didn't even get to drawing any circuits, but I did show off some of the sketches. You can see what we did yesterday. Made badges for our channel members as one potential reward. Still waiting to fully implement tiers until I get a little bit more feedback as to what you guys would like on that front. But before we get started, I want to show you something here. In fact, let me do the back end of this. So the GDD video has just been continuously popping off. We finally broke 30,000 views thanks to all of you guys. And a special thank you apparently to Code Monkey, who made a reference to it in his monthly newsletter. So again, I'm going to have to thank him for that. Speaking of Code Monkey, I saw he just released a video with Chris Zakowski talking about marketing on Steam. So if you're a game dev, that's definitely somebody that you really want to be following attentively. I know that Jonas Tyrol did an interview with him as well, and I actually referenced that interview in this very video. It shows just how important it is. Something else that I want to address real quick before we get started. So I understand that a lot of artists, a lot of game devs tend to be very poor, very, sort of anti-corporate. I get that. But it's one comment that I keep seeing all the time that I just got finished addressing today. So they were talking about the fact that Steam charges a $100 entry fee to post games or apps or anything really on their Steam asset store. And so this was the response that I had written in regards to that, because they were saying that, oh, well, this $100 fee is unfair. So this is what I wrote. I said, think about it like this. If there's no barrier to entry, then anyone and their grandmother can just endlessly spam crap onto the store, which will bog down their servers and make it impossible to find anything. It'd be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, and then someone drops an entire dump truck of cow manure on top of it. At least this way, it proves to Steam that you're committed and have some kind of skin in the game. At best, you get your money back. At worst, you help them pay for upkeep. Same with YouTube, which is why they don't just give out partnerships to anyone, because hosting costs them money regardless of whether you make money. So I thought I would just share that on here, because any of you watching that might feel the same way. That would be my response to that. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying on yesterday's stream about how a lot of people only think of things in terms of how they live and how they've experienced life, and not so much how the other half lives, right? If you've never run a business, if you've never worked in management, if you've only ever worked as a wagee for hire, then that colors your perception of what's fair and the way that the world works. So, being that I have at least a little bit of experience understanding what it's like as a business owner, what it's like in management, having to deal with people who work for you, who all they care about is a paycheck, but you have risk and all these other responsibilities, right? So I thought I would just bring some of that perspective to the table. But today, what we're going to be working on is hopefully trying to finish and clean up and vectorize this girl here in order to make it into a YouTube thumbnail so that I can post another video tomorrow. And if we get that done, we'll see whether there's anything else, any other ones that we can draw. So I'm going to be, again, periodically looking over at chat. So if you're here, don't be shy. Say hi. If you have any burning questions, feel free to drop them, and I will do my best to answer them. But otherwise, let's get some music going. Let's see. Let us start off with some Homestuck, I guess. All right, so what I want to do here, and again, let me know if the audio at any point is too loud or too quiet. I did turn down the music a little bit. I also noticed something that when I smack my mouse, it tends to get picked up, so I'll try to avoid doing that as best I can. So I just want to clean this up a little bit and get it ready to bring into Illustrator, which is going to be kind of annoying because I still haven't set up my Krita shortcuts yet. Yeah, I haven't reset up the brush wheels, so we have to go into the Dockers. I'll do that off screen at some point. Just try and get through some of this mess here. Why are you doing that? Stop that. Oh, that's not good. Was that on the wrong layer? Weird. Is there a better brush I could use? Again, I'm going to be vectorizing this later, so I'm not too worried about it. I just want to get some of this cleaned up a little bit. I would say between hand-drawn, digital painting, and vector, that probably the digital painting is my weakest aspect. So this will be a good opportunity to get some of the rust out as well. That's basically going to get cut off in the corner there. Kind of want to redo the shape of this eye. Let's pick some more songs, because that went by real quick. Hopefully something that's not going to get the channel struck. Some undertale. I feel like the shape of this head has to be a lot bigger. That's better. Let's see, her ear is going to be like about here. Yeah, I guess that's okay. You also got kind of like noodly arms instead of, you know, proper biceps, triceps thing going on. Anyway. For this, I'm not too worried about hyper-realism. This whole body looks like it's got to go up more. Just trying to get a sense of what the top view would look like. Okay. A little anime bang. This can kind of really go wherever in the back. So there's a trick for figuring out how to do the proportions for arms and legs. Let's just say, for sake of argument, here's your torso. Right? And I actually learned this from Aaron Blaise, the famous Disney animator. So you find out where the shoulders are, figure out where the hands are, you draw a line between them, move that at a 90-degree angle from the midpoint, and that's where the elbow will be. Same thing for the legs, right? So if I want his foot to be up here, and this one to be, you know, something like that. So that's a really clever trick for figuring out proper positioning. So that's just what I'm doing here. So here's her shoulder, here's her wrist. Draw a line between it, go 90 degrees, and that's about where the elbow should be. And this works in full 3D space too, so if I have the shoulder here, hand here, right, I can take the midpoint and do pretty much anywhere on this circle, and it'll make a valid arm. Potentially, depending on which way the joint is moving. Right, so I could go there. I could have an arm like that. I could have an arm like that. Obviously, it would depend on what the hand is doing and how it's rotated. but anywhere in that circle is valid. And then if I were to move the hand out further, right, then my range of motion is far more limited. So then disconnect that here. Again, I'm not too worried about this because, for the most part, if we look at the original, when I first designed her, not that. It's pretty much, in the original design, her hands and her fingers are just ovals for the most part. So I can kind of just get away with that. And then, of course, she's got 4 fingers here and 5 fingers there, so let's figure that out real quick. So thumb is going here. A lot better. Still not completely sold on that shape. That'll work for that, and then let's see. Kind of just looking at my own hand here for a second. It's about 11 o'clock. Oh, I see what's wrong with this. Besides everything. Sure. Oh, I see. It's a really tricky angle for the thumb, especially. So the way I normally draw hands start with a box. Here's the wrist, tapered slightly. Thumb is basically a wedge with a ball. It's a sort of little chess piece with what I call the nose of the space shuttle. And then the fingers just follow this same arc like that. And then this palm, you divide in half, half again. So then these would be like little cylinders. And then this can go in and out that way. These can rotate around on the ball in pretty much any direction. So this part, you have side-to-side motion. The palm, you have rotational motion. Side to side. This can kind of go anywhere. Like that. And then the end of the thumb can really only go back and forth, like a hinge. So trying to do that at this odd angle here. Coming that way. Wedge up. Ball. Chess piece. Ball. Space shuttle. Something like that. Still don't like this angle. Alright, I'll fix that in Illustrator. Anything else I want to fix on you before I bring you in? Scorpion. Let's see if I can remember how to do the scorpion. So I have a circle for the head. I actually have... I actually made a little clay guy just for this purpose, so I could turn him around in 3D space. This little claw. Right, I wanted him to have little glasses too. Basically, he mirrors whatever expression Serket's doing generally. So your hand needs to go here. But bigger. So we do the same thing as we did with Serket. Their hand. So the midpoint is going to be there. And then basically just making a cylinder in foreshortened perspective. Mm-hmm. You'll see this will come together real nice. See, that's one aspect where digital painting is a lot easier than vectorizing, because I can just kind of hone in on that line there. Whatever, those are just going to be ellipses. I don't really care about that. Do care about this. Hey Alexander, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming it. I just know that I have a hard deadline of close to 9 o'clock because I have to meet with someone else at that point. So it's about 6:30 right now. So no more than 2 hours, I would say. Depends how much work I get done. So we're pretty much only just starting. How are you doing, by the way? Alright, clavicle. Actually, her clavicle would be up here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to pretend to draw her boobs so I actually know where to place this. Yeah, I'm Eastern time, so New York, New Jersey, that area. That's good. What are you working on? This whole area is a mess. I'm gonna have to go back and practice anatomy. You can see how rusty I am here. Still looks wrong. Alright, it's definitely better, but it's still not right. I could scratch this out on paper in like 5 minutes, but you watched my video on game design documents. I've been learning how to use Pygame. Made your own version of Pong. Yeah, I do know that game. me see if I can find it. Essentially, you're making that, right? Using Python. Yeah, one of the things I want to do just to get some of the rust off of my game dev abilities is to do the 20 game challenge. Let me see if I have pull that up. So if you're just starting out on game dev and still doing simple things, I would definitely recommend checking this out. Let me pop that into the chat. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this one's strap. I feel like this is the problem. Alright, I'll just bring that whole thing in as well. So we need this hand, this body. Anything else I want to touch up before we... These little swoopies, I can just make whatever. Alright, I think we're done with that. Good enough for government. Yeah, puzzle games are a lot of fun. I'm a very big fan of Zelda, if you couldn't tell by how many times I reference it in a lot of my other content. Not heard of Layton or Ghost Trick. Let me look up what those are real quick. Oh, I've heard of this. Professor Layton in the New World. Yeah, I've seen that before. And then what was the other one? Ghost Trick? I feel like I've seen this character somewhere before. Is this like a point-and-click adventure? I'm guessing something in the lines of like Sam and Max. Oh, apparently they're made by the same people. Interesting. I didn't know there was a relation between those two. But yeah, I like Zelda a lot. If anybody who's watching hasn't seen the Nintendo Direct yet, I'm really excited for this. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. That looks really cool. Basically, get to duplicate items in the world and then use them to solve platformer puzzles. And uses the Link's Awakening style, which I think was really cute. So there's something interesting you can do, actually, if you take... you take some kind of scene like this, and you blur the top and the bottom, it'll create a distortion in the field of vision that makes it look like a little miniature. So it'll give it sort of the effect of like a mini train station. I always thought that was really cool when I first learned it. Alright, so back to this. Alright, where do we want to start with you, Missy? Start with the hands, I guess. Really should work back to front, but... Come on. There we go. I knew you could do it. Of course, we have to import our palette again. So this little trick lets you draw behind things, which is really useful. Uh-oh, it's flowy. Computer roasted you the other day? Windows Defender flagged your code as a virus. You're just bad at programming. Yeah, Windows can be annoying with their forced updates. I really hate that. So like on my laptop here, still using Windows 10 and it's threatening to restart on me at any given time because it's like, oh, your computer's in danger of being obsolete unless we update it immediately. Like, don't you frickin' dare. Should be using a curvature tool for this. Yeah, I see that as well, about not upgrading to Windows 11. Fortunately, my main computer here has Windows 11 because it was a gift. I didn't really have a choice. It was just whatever my partners were able to get for me. So far, it hasn't been an issue, but yeah, if I had the option, I would have stuck with Windows 10 for sure. It's mostly the audacity that Windows has to just constantly update and update and update. And also, they're starting to move into the realm of collecting your data without your permission as well, which pisses me the hell off. That's why I got rid of Facebook and why I never use TikTok. I know one of you is Flesh. That looks like nightmare fuel. Let's do that again. But better. Yeah, that sounds like that really is annoying. Could you just get a larger monitor? Probably do this as 2 sections. Mouse pointer trail, interesting. I feel like there has to be a way to automate that. You said you're studying Python, right? Couldn't you just look up how to make an app that does that? Or see if somebody already has that capability? Might be worth asking the Primogen, actually, if he knows anything about that, or even in the Pirate Software Discord. There's a lot of people who know a lot of things over there. That would be my recommendation. Megalovania. This reminds me of the time that Small Ant was playing Megalovania and Ocarina of Time. This was actually also used in Homestuck. We were listening to Homestuck music before. Alright, that looks considerably less shitty. Alright, that looks fairly decent. We're just going to leave that like that. Oh, that's awesome. Thor's the one who inspired you to get into game dev? Did you watch his Go Make Games video? That was the first one of his that I ever saw. That's how I found him. My partner showed that to me. I'll fix that later. Yep, Thor is an awesome dude. Mm-hmm. Start from the bottom. Just finish this and then put some more music on. One more thingy. Yeah. Don't like that. I hate when it does that. Okay. Really, it should be thicker on the outside than on the inside. In the biz, we call that passage, where it gets thinner as it goes back. Makes it look like it's going behind the object. This song's always fun, but we're going to listen to it in the dance mode. Come on. Gonna make me use my mouse for this. Okay, thank you. Hey, Woody. Oh, you'll appreciate this, Woody. Guess what I just put on? You recognize this song? Slightly modified. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the Light Temple theme from Master of Time ROM hack. But I'm playing it at 1.5 times speed, so it sounds like a dance remix. Which, that's a fun hack if you ever get a song that's like kind of slow, but you put it at 1.25 or 1.5 times speed, you can turn it into EDM. I don't like the way this thumb came out. I'm gonna have to redo it. Yeah, that's true. Although this song isn't actually copyrighted, I don't think. I think I tested that beforehand. Do you know if our boy is back from Vegas yet or not? He's at the airport right now. No, Alex, so if you want to look into game jams, here's what I would recommend. Go on to itch.io. Type in game jams. And you can see they have an entire schedule listed for all the upcoming game jams. So many of them. For instance, the GMTK game jam is going to be coming up soon. Kind of want to participate in that. And then I think Thor is doing another game jam soon. Let's see who else has an interesting jam coming up. You can also see ones that are already started. You can filter them by size, duration. Let's see, anyone interesting? Yeah, they have specific ones, so this one's for Godot. Finish your project jam. That's funny. Ludum Praxi, I don't know if that's related to Ludum Dare, but Ludum Dare was one of the original game jams, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so itch.io/jams, you can find tons and tons and tons of them. What else we got here? Pixel art. Someone was doing a jam, trying to remember who, but they had, might have been Blackthorn Prod's jam coming up, where they have some sort of animation stuff that you have to use as a requirement. There we go. Pirate Software Jam. 26 days. Get ready. Can you filter by game or engine. I don't know if you can filter by engine. I think most jams let you use any engine, as long as it meets the other requirements. Here's one for RPG Maker. Here's an Unreal game jam. So you can find ones that are engine specific. I don't know if they have one for RenPy specifically. But yeah, so if you're looking to get into game jams, there you go. Oh, I have a new message. I'll have to check that. See what that's all about. Ah, nice. New follower. Thank you for the follow. All right, more musica. At this rate, I'm going to blow through my entire music playlist. Thought I had the extended version of this. I guess not. Or I guess I could get the extended version of this. There we go. Listen to that till I get sick of it. Are you asking what a game jam is, Woody? Is that what the question mark is for? There we go. Yeah, so a game jam is basically like a short competition. Usually it's anywhere between 48 hours to a week. I've been in ones where it's as long as a month. But the idea is that you have a limited amount of time in which you make a game from start to finish, from planning all the way to fully published. Now, obviously, given the length of time, the particular scope of the game is not going to be very deep. So a lot of people default to making either prototypes or very simple things that are like clones of other games that you could churn out easily. But the idea is it's a competition to try and push people's boundaries as game devs, and just to get them into the habit of making things, of finishing things. You can learn skills by doing it, you can network, and there's not a lot of pressure to finish it the way that there is for a much longer game. So like the games that you're used to playing, for instance. So if we go on to itch. So this was the game that my studio made for our very first game jam. Basically just a simple little puzzle platformer. So nothing too crazy. Usually they have a theme. In this one, I believe the theme was connection. So you had a little character who's always connected to their ghost, and you switch between the two. The ghost can go through certain things like spikes, but can't go through those little paper talisman. And then your character can go through the talisman, but can't go through spikes, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And some people actually take their Game Jam games and they turn them into fully fleshed out games. So for instance, pull this off to the side for a second. Show you an example. So my buddy Dryden here, Dryden Thomas, he participated in the Blackthorn Prod Pass the Game Challenge, and he's actually turning one of his games into a fully fleshed out game that he's going to put on Kickstarter and all that. So like I said, lots of fun. I'll have to check that out later. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So it's the hardest part about combining these is having to line these things up properly. See, if this were a painting program, I could just smoothly blend them. I haven't yet figured out a good technique for dealing with this. So it's kind of hacky. If anyone watching this knows, either in the stream or in the VOD, knows a better way of lining stuff up like this, drop a comment or point me to a video and let me know, because this is always a pain in the ass having to do this. Because see, like, I could do that, and then I could take this. And it just looks terrible as a result. I guess what I could do is... Or you know what I could do? Still wanting to be a but. No. All right. so annoying. See, because then I gotta come over and do this. And that's not cool, man. Shouldn't have to do this crap. Alright, I'll worry about that later. It's such a minor detail that no one's ever gonna see. I'll know it's there. This is Illustrator, Alex. Adobe Illustrator. Do I plan on doing a game jam as in participating in one or hosting one, Woody? Hey, Razor. No, Control J won't work in this instance because it's two separate paths that are overlapping one another. So basically trying to fake three-dimensionality and layers here. Alright, that'll have to do. And you didn't want to group because... Because we're already in isolation mode. Got it. Participating? Yes. I would like to participate in the Pirate Software Game Jam because I didn't participate in the last one. It's going to depend on how much stuff I'm able to get done. I might wind up streaming that. Don't quote me on that. Alright. Let's just do these glasses real quick because that's something easy. Nope. Rather than do that, why don't we just... Easy, dude. No problem. Alright, so now we want to come in here. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that. So, Woody, did you think about my offer for the Zelda stuff? I don't want to spoil it, but you know what I'm talking about. Thinking on it. Oh, your surgery's tomorrow? I thought it was today. Yeah, it doesn't have to be anytime soon. But yeah, that definitely sucks. Last time I had to get oral surgery was to have 2 wisdom teeth removed. Getting your wisdom teeth removed just is so nice, because the pain before that, the best way I can describe it, it's like having a tree growing inside of your face. Yeah, look at that. Now our girl's got some cool shades. Yeah, it is an accurate description. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Woody. Thank you, Razor. I'm glad you liked it. I was just showing off before how we finally managed to break 30,000 views, which to me is mind-boggling, because I'm picturing trying to give a lecture to a stadium full of 30,000 people, and it's just overwhelming to think about. And I'm not going to name names, but actually there are a couple other game devs in this same space that video has already surpassed the most views of their highest watched video. So I'm extremely grateful to this community that it's popping off the way it has, and I'm glad that you're all enjoying it. Okay. By the way, I could listen to the same song on endless loop for hours, so if any of you get tired of this song, let me know and I'll put something else on. Again, should be using curvature tools for this. Maybe not. So subtle. Is it too low? Do you want me to turn it up? Oh, by the way, Woody, remind me later to, do you know how to adjust the gain on your OBS settings? Because I noticed in a couple of your stuff you sound really quiet, and I think that would actually help you. I just had to help someone else do that. Alright, just shoot me a message on Discord about it. Yeah, I know about the Bezier tools. We got the curvature tool and the pen tool. But for her eyes specifically, I often find it's easier to just use an ellipse. Yeah, so I could show you real quick. Let me pull up OBS. So you have your audio sources. If you click the 3 buttons on it, I actually don't want to do it right now because I don't know if it'll screw up my settings here. But you click the 3 dots, you go to filters. So then you have all these filters that you can add. So you add gain. What gain will do is it'll increase the volume of the incoming audio, whereas volume increases the volume of the outgoing audio. So for me, I just have it set to +5 because I'm normally very soft-spoken. And then adding a limiter in order to make sure that it doesn't blow out the sound. And then noise suppression, obviously. So you could do that right in OBS, and I think that would help you out a lot. Speaking of this song, did Soul ever finish his Donkey Kong randomizer? I don't think he did. I think he streamed 1 episode of that and never looked back. I definitely think her eyes are her best feature by far. I'll have to ask him about that later. Also, I'm still a little bit miffed that he hasn't done Star Fox yet. He said he was going to. That boy needs to play Star Fox 64. can't remember if there's a stroke around her eyes or not. Very slight. Oh, you're doing a Star Fox series. Okay. Are you doing the 3DS remake or the original? Flipping masks are a beautiful thing. Yeah, I like the voices in the original a lot better. Granted, the graphics for the 3DS remake are amazing. Instead, he decided to do Sonic Adventures 2, which I still have to watch that video, by the way. But Bill's Plants vs. Zombies series, I'm really enjoying a lot. Seems to be making him happy as well, which is always good. See, I love Majora's Mask. It's probably one of my top 10, top 5, I would even say, favorite games of all time. Certainly top 3 favorite Zelda games. And I love, love, love the HD graphics of the 3DS version. But there are certain quality of life things in there that they change that just feel wrong to me. Case in point, the way that they handle the owl statues. Oh yeah, I've always enjoyed Bill's stuff. In fact, the way I found Bill's channel, speaking of Majora's Mask, was from his Majora's Mask randomizers, like so many people. You're on the fence about MM? Get the fuck out of here. You're dead to me. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, like, how? Yeah, I'm sure there are patches for it, but they shouldn't have had to do that. So, case in point, being able to equip items to the D-pad, that's a great quality of life improvement. They should have had it in the original game. Alright. Ready to see some magic here? Look at that. Instant eyebrows. Or eyelashes, I guess. I love this tool. No, not you. Look at that, so easy. Yeah, I really didn't like the changes to Twin Model. I mean, I thought it was interesting that they actually gave an in-world reason for why you had to use the Giant's Mask, but the whole thing with the eyes was just, no. Although I will say, for the Georg fight, that actually improved. That actually made it better. Look at that, instant eyelashes. That might be part of it too, is I actually grew up with it when it was still new. So, probably nostalgia glasses. What's the color for the eyes? There you go. Hue 215, saturation 60, brightness 50-ish. It's like a royal blue. It's very close, actually, to... Let me see if I can pull this up. NASA came out with a concept for a world flag at one point that had the flower of life on it, which I thought was really cool. And internet is going to chug hard. The domain name server of Google Images cannot be found. That's concerning. NASA Flower of Life flag. Here we go. Not quite the same blue, but within that ballpark. Look at that. That's a cool flag, man. I love Vexillology. So I actually made the flags for all of my books as well. You can actually see, let me pull this up real quick. So that right there, that's the flag for the fictional country in my book series. The flag of the Confederated States of Severa. But yeah, Vexillology is cool, man. Alright, back to art. Kind of feel like this is too thick, actually. Link Between Worlds was good. Certainly very unique among all the Zelda titles. Yeah, Google broke again. As far as best story, I definitely think Majora's Mask had the best story. Although, Tears of the Kingdom, amazing story. I know Bill was hating on Tears of the Kingdom, but he only played like 2% of that game. Completely missed everything underground. Missed like all of the quality of life stuff from auto build. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is great, and it's a classic for a reason. It's been going on for like 25 years, and people still play it to this day. Like ZFG, for instance. What turned me off from Ocarina of Time being my favorite was actually Ego Raptor's video on Ocarina of Time, and just pointing out all of the flaws in that. If you haven't seen that, that's definitely worth... I plug that video all the time. I'm gonna plug it again. Because if you're a gamer, if you're a game designer, you need to study that video. But yeah, my favorite line in that whole thing, there is so much goddamn waiting in Ocarina of Time. And he's right. There is so much goddamn waiting. If you're not a speedrunner. And if you're only playing the original and not modded version. But even then, there's still a lot of waiting. You guys getting sick of this song yet? Majora's Mask is one of the saddest. Well, you've heard of the 5 stages of grief theory, right? I talked about that in the GDD video as well. So check these out if you haven't seen them already. And then there's also Every Zelda is the Darkest Zelda. Which one's your favorite, Woody? The Grief one or the Darkest Zelda one? The Grief one just makes so much sense. Yeah, every Zelda is the Darkest Zelda. For different reasons. And all of those reasons make sense. But speaking of Darkest Zelda, Twilight Princess was in the running for my favorite Zelda, and it might be one of my favorite Zeldas of all time. It definitely is one of my favorite Zeldas. It might be my favorite Zelda of all time, if not for the way that they screwed up the pacing of that game. And if you've ever played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. With the whole beginning section. Where it takes so goddamn long to get to anything. But it has probably one of the coolest Zelda bosses ever. With Star-Lord. And riding around on the spinner. No, I didn't know that, Alex. Tell me more. Alright, now she looks like she's got mascara on. Subtle. I guess while we're here, let's do her eyebrows. Instant eyebrows. Her mouth is pretty simple. Basically just that. Ganondorf and Majora both attack multiple cultures' basic necessities to get what they want. Ganondorf mess with the food chain, Majora with the water cycle. Okay, but I feel like that's pretty much any conqueror, really. Right, so like in siege warfare, the idea is that you starve out the enemy through attrition. I love this song so much. What I don't love is the way that this is curving. Little anime fang there. Oh yeah, we should probably save before it gets too far in. Save early, save often, kids. We'll save a life and save your sanity. I guess we'll call this face now. Alright, so far so good. Long way to go. Okay, what do we want to do next? I guess we should do her head. That would probably be a good thing to do. Fortunately, I've gotten really good at making her head. Hair back. Make the ribbon. You'll notice I cleverly hid a bunch of the more complicated things to draw. So I ask this of pretty much every stream and video is, what do you guys want to see from this channel? Do you want more art stuff? Do you want more game dev stuff? Do you want video game analysis? Do you want real-world life advice? I can give that too. As somebody who's been on this earth for 40 years, almost. Okay, and then back here. Woody's probably the only one in chat currently that wouldn't take life advice from me, since I think he's older than me. I sound younger than 40? Interesting. More game dev stuff? Analysis stuff? Woody, did you watch my two RFI video analyses? Is that kind of the stuff that you want? The ones about level design and enemy placement? Do the scorpion next. Oh, nice. Scorpio or Libra? It's like early October or late October? Libra. Okay. My brother-in-law is a Libra as well. A balance sign. Alright. Let us change up the music a bit. Some Cult of the Lamb. That's like the next game that's on my to play list. Right. In fact, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll leave you here to listen to this for a second. So I watched Wanderbots play Hollow Knight, but I have never played it myself, but I'm well aware of it. I do want to play that at some point. Runefencer Ilya is very much a spiritual successor to Hollow Knight. We love Hollow Knight. We would love Runefencer Ilya. Crowsworn also looks really good, which is coming out. Twilight Monk is another Metroidvania that's coming out that's really good. Well, that sounds like a skill issue, Woody. I don't know why this song never fails to make me happy. It's such a good song. So you've heard of Praise the Sun. Well, this is Praise the Lamb. Yeah, I know it's a skill issue, so get good. If it makes you feel any better, I did a lot of self-deprecation when I played Runefencer Ilya as well, talking about how much I sucked at that game, so... It's okay, Alex. Woody knows I'm joking. At least I hope he knows I'm joking. Curvature tool. Took you 2 days to learn how to read a map. I don't know why telling somebody to get good would be a trigger. Right? Because either you're already good, in which case just brush that shit off, or you suck and you need to get good, in which case, right? It's just a hornet's nest. It's just a hornet's nest catchphrase. Again, I don't see why that should be the case. Unless you're dealing with people's insecurities. Oh, Hornet is in Hollow Knight character. Okay. See, where's Wolf? He would love this soundtrack. I think he's still sick as well. Everybody's getting sick lately. I suppose that's one thing I can say for myself is I've pretty much always taken good care of my health. Yeah, I know who Hornet is. I just didn't know you were referring to the character. I thought you meant, like, kicking up a hornet's nest. But pretty much the only time I ever get sick is when it changes from really cold to really warm, or from really warm to really cold. So around start of spring, start of fall. And I think the reason for that is it's just a shock to my system, because it happens so abruptly. I've always had that ever since I was a kid. That's always been the case, like usually around like Easter time. Just massively vomiting all over the place, stomach ache for no apparent reason. And the only thing I can think of would be the climate. The only other time I got really sick that wasn't from like something I ate, you know, bad Chinese food or something, was when I got COVID. That knocked me on my ass for 2 weeks. Felt like I was gonna fucking die. Yep, Celeste is another good game that I have yet to play. But I am aware of it by reputation. Here's an interesting question. What's your favorite game that you've never personally played? You've only ever watched somebody else play? For me, it would probably be the original Xenoblade. Yeah, and you work in a hospital too, so that's even worse for you. Because you're constantly around it all the time. On top of all the other things that are just overly taxing to your immune system. Fix that up. Nice and smooth. Right? See, it's an interesting question. Speaking of Conker's Bad Fur Day, that is definitely... That game was made for Nintendo Capri Sun. If there was ever a game made for anybody, that game and that man. Just all his constant toilet humor. Let's see if we can fix this. See? Look at that. Easy, dude. No problem. A Lysol bath. See, people don't realize this. They think that hospitals are places where you go to get healthy, but really, they're a place where you're at the greatest risk of getting sick. Apart from, like, maybe a dump. Just because of the amount of stuff that's in the air floating around, ready to attack your immune system. Here. Come on. Okay. I think that's probably everything for him. I know I'm not wrong. Both my mom and my sister worked in a hospital. Apart from several other family members. So I'm very intimately familiar with that. I'm not familiar with Spore Creatures, but I do know of Spore, the evolution game. I assume those are related. Forget my reference again. I forgot what you look like. Okay, I don't like this. Bring the glasses back. Do 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 do. It's almost like 8:30. I'm gonna have to go soon. See if we can. Oh, I see. You didn't like that. Okay. Normally I like to leave this off. Oh, it is on. Okay. It'll look better once she has the rest of her hair. What's adorable, the scorpion? So let me show you real quick. So these are some of the emojis that I made for the Discord. You can see he's got all the same expressions as she does. Honestly, making her is not so bad. It's this goddamn scorpion every time. That's always such a pain in my ass. But it adds a lot to her character. I'm trying to think, there was some other famous character that did that, which was partly where I got the idea. Had like a little thing on his head. That's a little better. Am I missing one? 1, 2, 3. I'm missing one. I am missing one. That's better. I just realized something. You know what this looks like right now? Hold on. Tell me that doesn't look kind of like Northern Line a little bit. I think it does. I can't unsee that now. Just the shape of his head. I can't unsee that now. Alright, I think we'll go maybe another 15 minutes. She's got kind of like almost a school teacher vibe with the short hair here. So let's see what we can do here in 15 minutes. I may have to finish this on my own. Slide first. Really doesn't help that the handles are black. Yeah. You'll see what this is in a minute. Expand appearance. More little faux layering. Turn off this for a moment. Alright, so that's coming along really nicely, I think. Still can't get over this. Should do something to fix that so it doesn't look quite... Let's see. Alright. You still with me there, guys? Alright, that's coming along really nice. Yeah, that looks really cool. Since we're listening to demonic music. This was not intentional by any stretch, but kind of has that kind of a vibe to it, which is fine. Alright, so I'm probably going to have to finish the body off screen. But then I'll be able to use this in the thumbnail. And if I manage to finish it tonight, I'll be able to post another video tomorrow. If not, it's going to have to wait until the weekend or even possibly next week. Let's fix this real quick while I'm thinking of it. Alright, so the stream's been going for over 3 hours. I have to go in about 5 minutes anyway, so I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you all for coming, and hopefully I will have this finished by the end of the night and a video out tomorrow. Sunday, I'm going to try and do another stream for this gaming stuff, and we'll see how things go from there. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, share, sub, all that good stuff. And also check out the videos that will appear at the end of this in the title screen. You've been on YouTube, you know how this all works. Let's get out of here, you crazy kids.